Why is the weather so shit? Well, the answer being, I live in Britain, and it just happens that it's like that all year round, no matter what. But it's actually been a warm winter for us, which is a bit unusual. But anyway, here I've got some prizes that I still need to send out to you lot, so if you did win a prize in my stream, don't worry, I am going to get it out to you. I've only sent out one so far, because I've been extremely busy over Christmas, which is why I haven't been uploading a huge amount. So I decided that in this video, I would cover what I think's going to come for Evolve, and I guess my channel for 2016. As you all know, Tech Sergeant Hank came out on Christmas Eve, and he is pretty damn sick. As with most characters that come out, I'm very interested to see how the pro players are going to use him, but being able to charge your team up before going into battle, especially with characters like Lazarus, makes your team very powerful, but the only problem with it is because you can't obviously have shields on demand and it takes time to charge the shields up. You have to have a team that's very good at dodging, because if you don't, then you probably aren't going to last long. I just hopped into a game with some Christmas noobs here. I mean, they were killing a Doom Beetle, so I decided to help them out. I think they actually thought that was the monster, and they seemed really proud once they'd finished doing so. But yeah, that's pretty much how new players go, I guess, and some guy told me it was his 9-year-old playing, which probably isn't wise with Emmet's language. Luckily, the monster was just as newbie as these guys, so I decided to drop the orbital on him here, but I have to say that having these new variations, they are just like having new characters, and it's a lot less work for TRS, which means they can bring them out a lot more often, as you guys know, and I guess I've explained in past videos. So now, we are only waiting on Wasteland Maggie, and once she's out, we have got the full Tier 1 variations, and I can only say that positive things have come from it, which is really, really good. Now, I've got a little bit of footage of Wasteland Maggie here. Basically, a few of you were lucky enough to get to play her because she was out for literally like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. And so a few of you were lucky enough to be able to get some footage of her, so I'm using someone else's footage here. If you didn't know what she does, basically her machine pistol's like a 3-round burst, so I think it's sort of a little bit less on fire rate to reduce damage, but then she also only has one harpoon, but the advantage of this harpoon is the fact once it poons the monster, it doesn't only stop the monster's movement, but it actually does a lot of damage at the same time. Then the last special edition, Daisy has been equipped with a flamethrower. She also does revive players, but I think Daisy is slightly easier to kill in compensation for the fact she can do damage, so you're technically like 5-on-1, which is pretty insane. Having said that, I don't think that it's going to be overpowered, just of the way they've balanced her out. I think it's going to work really, really well, and I can't wait to see if Daisy is actually going to win any games or finish any games off for Hunters. So when can you expect Wasteland Maggie? Well, she's going to be the first thing coming out in 2016. We haven't been given a date yet. In fact, she might be coming out on New Year's Eve for all I know, so if you're watching this video, she might already be out. You might want to go and check, but if not, we are definitely going to be getting her early January, so I can't wait to see some play from her. Moving on, as you know, Emmet has been released, and a lot of you have been enjoying him as a medic, but that means now we are only left with one to be released from Tier 5. So the last character is the support, and if you don't know much about it already, basically we know it's a she, and her name is Kala. That's pretty much about it. I think in one of my past videos where I talk about her, there was also some proof to show that she actually has what's called a telekinetic glove, and whatever that does could be quite interesting. Now, we can predict she's likely going to be coming out early February of 2016. Now, I do believe that on the 8th of February was when Evolve launched, so as a year anniversary thing, I think that's probably when we can likely see her. After that, I can expect we are going to get a lot of different variations. Now that they've done the whole of Tier 1, we are likely to get a variation for every single monster and every single hunter in the game. When you think about it, that's a shit ton of content. So, assuming they go in the same order as they did before, we are likely to be getting Kraken as our next variation, which I know a lot of people are excited for. The next thing, which I know is getting asked a lot, is if there's going to be a Tier 6. Now, from my point of view, I would absolutely love there to be a Tier 6, and also means I can bring a lot more content on my channel. Unfortunately, it's a little bit early to tell if there will be a Tier 6, but I would like to think that perhaps summer of 2016, TRS might hint towards or even reveal that they're going to be making a Tier 6 for the game. But as for right now and for the next few months, we are going to be just getting variations, which isn't a bad thing at all, and we still haven't had the whole of Tier 5 out yet, so it's a little bit early to be talking about Tier 6. Moving on to maps and game modes, we actually haven't had a lot released this year in terms of that side of things. We only had Broken Hill Mine, Broken Hill Foundry, and then the Murder Pits released, including the new Arena mode. Now, those were very standard, and personally I don't think that there ever should be other major game modes released, simply because Hunt is the main default game mode, and I think it should stick that way because that's how the game was made and designed. But I do feel there should be more maps released. It's something we haven't had in a while, and I think that's definitely something we should be seeing in the next year. The things I've mentioned so far, I'm pretty much 95% sure all of them are going to be added to the game very soon. Now, there are loads of other things that Evolve could do, or TRS could do to add to the game and make it better that we can fantasize about, but those are my sort of top list of things that I hope and believe will be added very soon. One thing that I would like to see grow is the competitive side of Evolve. After all, it is a competitive game, and so I'd like to see some more pro games and some more tournaments, because that's something that definitely drew me to the game, and I hope that they do continue to do that. Looking back on it, the game has come a huge way in just a year. If you went back and played Evolve when it first got released on platforms, you would hardly recognize it. It's also very nice to see that the player base has grown a substantial amount in the last couple of months, so that means that there's a lot to learn, and so one thing I am going to be doing on my channel is a lot more tutorials to try and help people out. But anyway, that's my expectations for Evolve in 2016. TRS have been very supportive of my channel, and I hope to support them long term in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.